Imagine a king sitting on a golden throne, then suddenly screaming at the walls. Sounds crazy, right? But some rulers in history really lost control of their minds, and it led to fear, danger, and even war. These kings had so much power, but their strange actions left everyone shocked and scared. Why did they go mad? Was it too much pressure or something even darker? In this video, you'll discover 5 real kings who completely lost it. Their wild behavior wasn't just weird, it changed history forever. Some ruled with madness, others with fear, and one even thought he was made of glass. Stay tuned to learn what happened when royalty went off the rails and how it affected the whole world. 1. Glassman King. Charles VI ruled France from 1380 to 1422, starting when he was only 11 years old. At first, people called him Charles the Beloved because he tried to be kind and fair. In 1392, after a fever and a long ride in hot sun, he suddenly attacked his own guards, and that day marked the first sign of his sickness. Soon he believed his bones were glass that could shatter with any touch, so he wore soft padded clothes and stood very still. He sometimes did not know his wife, Queen Isabeau, or their 12 children, which broke their hearts. Powerful nobles, like his brother Louis of Orléans and cousin the Duke of Burgundy, began fighting to control the kingdom, and this started a civil war inside France. The English used the chaos to gain ground in the long 100 Years' War. Doctors of the time tried herbs, prayers, and even bloodletting, yet nothing helped because they did not understand mental illness. Ordinary people felt afraid and sad as they saw their once hopeful king lost in fear. Charles lived with this pain for 30 more years, showing how one ruler's hidden hurt can weaken an entire country. 2. Party King. Hungry people. Nero became emperor of Rome in 54 AD at only 16 years old, guided first by wise tutors but soon taken over by his own pride. He loved music, acting, and horse races more than ruling, and he built a grand stage so everyone had to watch his performances. In 59 AD, he ordered soldiers to kill his own mother, Agrippina, when she questioned his choices. This shocked Rome and filled his palace with fear. 5 years later, in 64 AD, the Great Fire burned much of the city for 6 terrible days. Many Romans lost homes and family, and smoke darkened the sky. Yet Nero played his lyre and sang instead of helping. Some ancient writers said he even set the fire to clear land for his golden palace, called the Domus Aurea, which sparkled with marble and jewels while citizens starved. To shift blame, he punished innocent Christians, sending many to cruel deaths in the arena, which spread sorrow through the empire. Heavy taxes paid for his parties, races, and statues, and grain prices rose so high that children cried from hunger. At last, army leaders and even his own guards turned against him. Alone, frightened, and hearing soldiers coming, Nero took his own life in 68 AD. His story warns how selfish joy and unchecked power can destroy both a city and the person who rules it. 3. King who barked. Ludwig II became King of Bavaria in 1864, when he was only 18 and full of dreams. He adored myths, music, and art, and he spent huge sums to help the composer Richard Wagner write grand operas filled with heroes and magic. Ludwig soon planned 3 dazzling castles: Neuschwanstein on a cliff, Linderhof in a mountain valley, and Herrenchiemsee on an island. Each new tower, hall, and golden mirror cost more than the last, and bills piled up while roads, schools, and soldiers lacked funds. Ludwig often stayed awake all night, riding in a sleigh under moonlight and speaking lines from plays to the cold air. Servants whispered that he barked or roared like stage characters, and he sometimes ordered banquets for imaginary guests. Ministers feared the kingdom would go bankrupt, so they asked doctors to judge him. On the 10th of June, 1886, 4 doctors signed a paper calling him insane, though none had examined him closely. Soldiers carried him away from Neuschwanstein, and the young king wept, feeling betrayed. 3 days later, Ludwig and the doctor who declared him ill were found dead in Lake Starnberg. The official report said drowning, but many people still wonder what truly happened. Tourists now admire his fairy tale castles, Yet his lonely end reminds us that dreams need balance, and even a bright vision can turn dark when a leader loses touch with real life. 4. King, full of fear. Ivan IV, also called Ivan the Terrible, ruled Russia from 1547 to 1584. At the start, he was a strong and clever king who helped make Russia bigger and stronger. People hoped he would bring peace and justice. But after his wife Anastasia died, he changed. He became very angry, scared, and started to think that many people were trying to hurt him. He trusted no one. He created a group of men in black clothes called the Oprichniki. They rode black horses and punished anyone he thought was an enemy, even if they were innocent. People cried and begged for their lives, but no one could stop Ivan's anger. He even killed his own son in a fight, and after that, he was filled with deep sadness and regret. He started shouting, crying, and acting in strange ways. People were scared to go near him. He destroyed cities like Novgorod and forced many families to leave their homes. Even though he built famous buildings like St. Basil's Cathedral, most people remember how much pain and fear he caused. His life shows how a ruler's pain and fear can grow so big that it hurts many people, even those he once loved. 5. The king who thought he was a god, Caligula, became the Roman emperor in the year 37 AD. At first, people were happy and thought he would be a kind and fun leader, but after only a few months he got very sick, and when he got better, everything changed. He started saying that he was not just a man, but a god. He wanted everyone to bow to him and pray to him. People were shocked but too scared to say anything. Caligula made strange laws and did things that made no sense. He once gave his favorite horse a big house, nice clothes, and even made it a government leader. He spoke to the moon and got angry when it stayed silent. He spent all the people's money on big parties with food, music, and gold, while the poor had nothing to eat. Many people felt angry, sad, and afraid, but they stayed quiet because they knew he would punish them. Even his family and guards became worried. In the end, his own guards stopped him forever. His story is sad because it shows how someone with too much power can lose their mind and forget about the people they are supposed to care for. Some kings in history did more than just rule badly. They completely lost their minds. Their actions weren't just silly. They caused problems for their countries and the people living in them. From thinking they were made of glass to talking to trees or even thinking the moon was their wife. These rulers show what happens when power and mental illness mix. Which king's story surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this video was interesting, please give it a like and press the subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. Share this video with your friends who enjoy strange history stories, and thank you for watching until the end. See you in the next video.